talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes and 2,000 or more subscribers every week until we hit 100K. You hear me? Okay, then, well, listen. Hey, B. I'm here, y'all, to talk about Basketball Wives, all right? They took a break on last week because of the BET Awards, and they're back this week, and they are back with the drama, and we really have to talk about it. Like, I really want to know you guys' thoughts and how you're feeling about the dynamic between Jackie and her daughter Chantel and that overall sit down. And you have to let me know your thoughts about Britt Renner versus Jackie Christie. Okay, we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my notes that I took from the top of the episode. I feel like my notes may be, girl, we just gonna get through it from what all I can remember because I know I put halfway notes in here. But anywho, let's get to Jackie and this whole Ponderosa that they had. I believe it was the dinner or something for Evelyn. And so Shawnee and Brandy, I'm sorry, Chantel and Brandy are pretty much arguing. Y'all know Brandy told Chantel to stay in a child's place. Let me tell y'all, if I haven't told you guys before, I'm so here for Brandy digging into Chantel's ass. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on out there now so you can either click off the video or you can go ahead and hit your dislike. Whichever one you choose to do is perfectly okay with me. But I'm not featuring Miss Chantel. I'm really not featuring her at all, girl. Nope, won't get me, honey. Will not be getting me. But what I will say is, Brandy told her to stay in the child's place, and Chantel says, "You trying to be funny, but I'm hilarious." And I'm like, I think you are more funny, and Brandy is more hilarious for me. Okay, y'all, let me know your thoughts about that. But that's how I'm feeling. So Chantel says that she can do this back and forth all she wants to, and says that she's not her mom. And then Brandy says, "No, that's you. Okay, you the one doing all this back and forth." And be very clear, no, I'm not your mama. Okay. Um, Child, she like, cause I'll beat your. That's what it was given. Like, I'll beat your ass, little girl. And no, I'm not your mama. I'm gonna beat your ass how your mama really should have beat your girl. That's crazy. So Jackie tells Brandy to stop and be respectful. Okay. Now I want y'all to note, please note this. Jackie tells Brandy, stop. Be respectful. Do not refer to her as a child because she has her name and she has a name and her name is Chantel. Please hold on to that portion as we carry out this review for this episode. No. Just hold on to that portion for me because Jackie said, and I reiterate, Brandy, please stop. Okay? Be respectful. Don't refer to her as a child because she has a name. Her name is Chantel. All right. So Brittany Renner says that Brandy has been having bad energy all day. And I don't know what else Brandy has going on, but Brandy, yes, I have to agree it wasn't that smart of a idea for you to bring Evelyn's celebration to where Jen's wedding was going to be. But at the same time, I also feel like y'all putting all this weight on Brandy, like it's so much of a problem for her to have uh created this whole celebration or this birthday trip for Evelyn when you BITCHs all could have said no. Y'all knew what was going on. Y'all could have said no, but y'all came there for the drama. For real, for real. Evelyn above anybody who's beefing out with Jen's man and his relatives. You could have been, my love, and said, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't want to be around that chick. I'm not trying to be in the same city as her. I'm in the same city as her already. Why would I go and celebrate my birthday in the same city as her? And that's my problem. Because Evelyn, you had just told those ladies to keep Jen from around you like an episode or two ago, earlier on. Like you said that. So now you want to celebrate your damn birthday in the same, and y'all try to put all of this on Brandy. A person can approach you all day long with a dumbass idea. You do not have to agree to it. You chose to agree to it because you knew it was gonna be some bullshit, some foolish shit. Okay, that's what you knew it was gonna be. Not foolishness, but foolish shit. Okay. So anywho, Evelyn says Brandy, when she was like, I haven't had this bad energy, like, what are you talking about or whatever? And Evelyn was like, well, yeah, you kind of have, you put your hands in Shawnee's face like 3 times, and Brandy looking confused, like, girl, what I did? Like three. She was like, yeah, like 3 times. And Shawnee was like, yeah, you did, but I didn't know everything that was going on. So I wasn't gonna say anything. Like I was gonna let you do your thing, you know what I'm saying? And so she was like, okay, all right, y'all. Y'all can have it. Because at this point, Brandy is feeling like every time I do something, y'all complaining about it. Brandy, you do get yourself in some situations and you just have to accept that L too. That you may have been doing too much. But at the same time, what I love that Brandy was putting her hand in Evelyn's face. I'm not Evelyn, but Shawnee's face. I'm not even gonna hold y'all because I'm not a fan of Shawnee like that. And it was given the very woman that you said thank you for your services and you thought you wasn't gonna bring back. Well, what's she at today? Back on the damn show, helping your show barely survive and barely thrive. So yeah, I mean, I was here for her when she did, yeah, this and that, blah 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 blah, woo 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 woo. And let me tell you another thing, Brandy was wholeheartedly feeling herself, and Brandy looked good as fuck. Do you hear me? I don't care what nobody talking about. She looked good as hell. Now, granted, I'm not gonna say that Shawnee should not have felt the way though, because although I might be in a little piece of support and I might be okay with it, I do understand if Shawnee was not okay with it and she felt a bit uncomfortable. I get it. I understand if you didn't, but do I care? Not necessarily. Brandy was really feeling herself that day. I don't think it was that she had an attitude or was mad about anything or having a stank attitude, as people would say. She just was feeling herself. She felt like she looked good and she did, and it is what it is. So, Evelyn says that Brandy was wrong and she doesn't realize that she has a stank attitude. Evelyn, you also don't realize at times that you have a terrible attitude. I feel like your attitude be beyond stank, in my personal. Okay. So then Brandy apologizes to Jackie, for pretty much saying what she said to her daughter, but more than anything, just, being a little piece of rude right then, right? So she's like, I'm sorry, Jackie, or whatever. And Chantel is mad that her mom didn't really say anything after Brandy apologized to her. I guess she was expecting her mama to say, oh, no, don't apologize to me because you ain't doing that to me. You did something to my daughter, so you need to apologize to her. I guess that's what Chantel was expecting. And she felt the way about her mom not really saying anything, and then the fact that she didn't get an apology. But my thing is, your mama did say something. Did you not hear her? And I'm gonna keep repeating that throughout this review. Did you not hear what your mama said? Jackie did speak up on your behalf. Now, it may not have looked like what you wanted it to look like, but she did check Brandy for you. You the one that wanted to step onto this show and be a big girl. In my personal, go up against the big girls of the show, and you think that your mama's like, let me tell I would get annoyed if Jackie always stood in for her daughter. And let your daughter fight. She grown now. Okay, unless he got too disrespectful, then step in. But then at the same time, like, you wanted to be on the show, you wanted to hit this play. So if that's the case, then stand in it. What New York says, stand in it in all shades. Like, that's what it's giving for me. Stand in it in all shades, my love. Sit with that. Oops, dupes. Like, it is what it is. You wanted to come on the show. You're with these ladies. Brandy gonna give you that work. Cause think about this. Whenever Brandy would step in for Malaysia or Malaysia would step in for Brandy, especially when it came to Angel Brinks, when I tell you them hoes grinded my fucking gears, they irritated the shit out of me, as if people can't handle their own battle. So I'll be honest, I would get tired of Jackie having to always step in for Chantel. And then my girl don't even know when or how to step. Jackie is literally, I don't care what nobody's saying. Jackie literally is playing hopscotch with her damn door, or really, Shy is really giving hot potato for real. Like, she don't know when to jump, when to, like, oh my God, do I hold on to it? Do I pass it? Like, what do I do? Like, she doesn't know when she should really step in. And she kind of says that as they're sitting. Was it when they were sitting at the table? No. It was later on in the episode, okay? So after all of this, Chantel is so quick to get into her feelings. She gets up and she leaves, and she goes, Jackie leaves with her. They go outside. Chantel makes Jackie go back inside for the dinner. She's like, no, this is not what this is. Like, it's not for both of us to leave. You go back in there. Basically, Chantel didn't want to be bothered with her mama. Basically, okay. Jackie returned. The lady started bringing up everything. I thought you was gonna flip a table. I thought whatever. She didn't want to talk about it. Okay, so it is what it is. Let me say this while it's in my mind because I really don't want to forget, and I just want to say this. Chantel, at some point in this episode, you talk about how you would not want your children to experience certain things that you did when you were a child to your mom. Now, granted, I don't believe that they will experience all things. I do think that you are aware of some things. However, I do feel like you might potentially, especially being a part of the show, project some behavior onto your children without you knowing. And that's just what it is that I'm thinking. Like, sometimes I feel like when people fight so hard to not be like their parents, sometimes they turn into their parents. And it might be not completely, it may be certain things, okay? When it comes to your mom, and you may turn into her just a little bit. You might realize why she acted or reacted or responded a certain way or whatever the case is, okay? Because when Jackie, I feel like when Jackie got on this show, Chantel was like a kid, wasn't she? So I don't know, but I just say be mindful. And I also say make sure that you're going to get the therapy that you need. And I actually advise that for anybody doing reality TV, not just because, you got your situation with your mom. So it's like, yeah, go get the therapy you need because of the situation with your mom, most definitely. Okay. But also, I think people should sit down with somebody after doing reality TV because the way the fans drag and the way you're looked, the way you're edited and stuff, I feel like as the shows come to a close for that season, I think the companies should have hired a true therapist, okay? And whatever you want to call them, they don't have to be called a therapist, whatever y'all call them these days, whatever, honey, because people they cringe at the term therapist or whatever you want to call them. I think everybody should, how when you're leaving a job, there's like an exit interview. I feel like they should have some type of decompressing interview. Like once the season is over, what are some things that we're going to take with us and what are some things we're going to leave? Because I feel like a lot of times with reality TV, fans and how you're shown on TV can really make you feel a way internally about yourself. Right. And yes, you should always be doing the work on yourself and things like that in your mental and understand that people gonna say they SHI doesn't mean that it's true to who you are. But at the same time, I think that it would be beneficial if these reality people aren't just making millions of dollars off folks, but also incorporate some other resources for these people where they have some type of offloading, okay, decompressing interview as they release that season and get ready to prepare for another one, especially Love and Hip Hop, because y'all motherfuckers be filming like y'all are literally a daytime soap opera, like girl with no breaks, like bitch. Y'all only went on a vacation for like a month and then now y'all about to return. It's a lot. It's a lot, girl. But anyway, honey, so I just wanted to say that while I was on my mind, but let's get to it because the ladies split up and you got Group A, Group B. They're going to go hang out for the day. So Group A consists of Jackie, Brandy, Jen, okay, Denise, as well as Ming. So all of those ladies go hang out and they do this little dinner in the sky thing or lunch in the sky. And it looks nice, but I would like to do that. But girl, the way my heart set up, and thank God I don't have a weak heart or anything. But child, the way that motherfucker would drop into my stomach because I am afraid of heights. Yikes. The most heights you gonna get on me is a plane in the air, if that. Hello? Okay, did I tell you about the time I had to fly in high school to a cheerleading competition? I was scared. Okay, all the other cheerleaders got on the flight. My mama drove me 9-10 hours down to Orlando. Do you hear what I said? Period. Because I wasn't getting on no flights. Shout out to mommy. But yeah, period. Because that's just what it is. And that's just what I did. And then I think I took my first flight when I got in college. I think I flew to Cali or something. I had to fly to Cali for something. I can't remember. But it wasn't as bad. It actually was smooth. And I think I flew Delta my first flight. And Delta definitely made me feel like, okay. Oh, I can do this. Okay. 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 It was real smooth. So I think it was Delta. Shout out to Delta Airlines. You feel what I'm saying? But anywho, so let's get back to the group. So Jackie tells Jen that Evelyn says they need to worry about her and her vagina. Okay. And Jen says, okay, but who's married and who's not? Don't worry about my vagina. because mine is going to one man. You need to worry about yours, giving yours out to all these men, and ain't nobody trying to cuff it for real. Be very clear about that. See, that's what Jen really was trying to relay. So then Brandy says that she's been taking the beating with everyone, okay, when it comes to her making the decision to bring this girl's birthday here. And Jen was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell you was thinking. I don't know what was going on in your mind, but whatever it is, girl, okay. So Shani mentions, she talks about Shani mentioning her outfit or whatever. She was like, girl, I wasn't even, I think Denise could have brought it up. And Brandy was like, I wasn't even invited to her fucking wedding. So for her to even speak on my outfit is unnecessary because, girl, it ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm not going to your wedding. You didn't even invite me to your wedding. So don't speak on what I look like and how I got what I got on. Talk about something you won't wear that to my wedding. Girl, fuck your wedding. Okay? Like, but except for this ain't your wedding, and except for the fact that this ain't no traditional ass wedding either, bitch. This is a Vegas showgirl ass wedding. So yeah, I'm gonna wear what I choose. It is what it is. So then everybody feeling like she was wrong for coming at Chantel. And I'm like, but what y'all not finna do is sit up here and act like Chantel didn't come at her. So Brandy says that she brought me up to be rude and to be shady. Brandy did apologize to Jackie again. And it's like, y'all, when y'all were sitting around the table chit-chatting, I'm not Brandy, but Chantel literally brought up Brandy talking about her having a steak attitude all day. It's like, why are you bringing what happened at the house over here to dinner? BITCH, don't mention me. Continue to eat your food, because this right here is not what you want, and I promise you that. I don't give a damn what you thinking about, no funny and hilarious. Okay? Because I'm going to be hysterical when I'm done with you. Understand very clearly, love. So, okay, get it together. So, anywho, so then Jackie says she going to let Chantel be a grown woman with her own situation. As you should, unless it got too dangerous, then we have a problem. Like, if it's just an exchange of words, it is what it is. So then Brandy says that she is glad her and Jackie are good despite everything that happened with her daughter, but she needs to speak with Chantel and apologize to her as well. So Brandy is very well aware of what she needs to do when it comes to Chantel. So make no mistakes about that. It's given. I'm very clear on what I need to do. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, there we go. So, anywho, that's that. All right. So then, Brandy says that, yeah. So then we go to Group B. The Group B consists of Chantel, Evelyn, Britney, and Ty. So Chantel says Brandy brought the drama to her at Evelyn's dinner. And then I'm like, no, she didn't bring the drama to you. Like, are you okay? You brought the drama to her. Now, she may have brought a little bit of drama to you at the house, but I don't feel like she brought drama to you at the table. But anywho, I feel like really what was happening was she was just responding to your Saki. That's what I felt she was doing. She was responding to you, love. Okay, so let's keep it going. What else we got here? All right, so yeah, Chantel says that Brandy brought the drama to her at Evelyn's dinner. Britt brings up Evelyn speaking on Jen's vagina. Evelyn speaks on it again and talks about, I guess, Jen FaceTiming her one time. She had to go to the doctor, had a yeast infection. Her cootie twat blew up like a blowfish. And, I was kind of looking at Evelyn like, now, why the fuck would you put her stuff out there like that, right? I feel, okay, so one, some part of me is like, well, I do understand Evelyn when she says you're not finna let this BITCH talk SHI about me, okay? And I not get no get back. So I do understand that, even though y'all not friends. But at the same time, why? I still kind of feel like, why would you say that in a sense? Even though it is get back, it's like, I feel like it's justified if Jen shared information to the aunt about Evelyn. Whereas we don't know, because the aunt probably just came up with her own thoughts based on how Evelyn has shown up with all these different men. So maybe that's why she's saying it. She could be trying to be funny. So I don't know. Y'all let me know your thoughts if you feel like Evelyn was out of line or if she was on point because you talked. I'm going to talk it back. Let me know your thoughts, all right? So Evelyn speaks on Brandy telling her to stay in the child's place, and Evelyn thought that her mama was going to flip over a table. And Chantel says, well, I was surprised too because she flipped over tables for less and I've seen her do it. Okay? But when it comes to me, you not. So Brittany says that her mom says they have boundaries, right? This is where Brittany kind of slick clock her and then it shows up later. Britt said, but your mom said that you guys have boundaries. So did you like not want her to interject or whatever? And Chantel says, well, yeah, like I don't need her to stand up for me or whatever because I can't handle myself. I'm like, but so you do want her to have your back though? Like, which one is it? You don't want her to stand up for you, but you want her to stand up for you. Jackie don't know what the fuck to do. She don't know what to do. She don't know when to step in and when not to step in. If you do want your mama to speak up and step up for you, then stop acting like you don't want that. Like, come on. So Chantel says it takes her back to her childhood, and instead of choosing your child, you choose up. I don't feel like Jackie chose up. She literally checked Brandy, but y'all gotta let me know your thoughts. So they get to dinner or whatever, and Jackie playing the dinner because Brandy has been through so much. Okay, Chantel get her side eye like, bitch, what? She's been through so much. Like, really? Are you playing the dinner? Now, Chantel, keep in mind, we didn't know what all you were going through until you talked to Brandy. So we also don't know what all Brandy is going through either. And maybe that's why she wanted to have a talk with you. Right? So she giving a side eye. And again, I'm like, do you want your mom's help or you don't, girl? Okay. So it's time to talk about Brandy and Chantel. And Brandy wants to talk private, but Chantel, like, we ain't talking private. What you think this is? You disrespected me in front of this whole group. So I expect an apology in front of this whole group. And it's just simple as that. Right? So she wants to I felt like Brandy wanted to share whatever she was dealing with, but what she was dealing with, she didn't want everybody else to know at the time, right? So Ty said, well, listen, maybe you go ahead and apologize to her. Then y'all had a conversation. Brandy said, yeah, no. Okay, like I said, I want to have a conversation in private. Okay, so then Chantel says she never did anything to her and directed her energy, and she directed her energy that she got for everybody else towards her, and she ain't like that. So Chantel says that she doesn't take Brandy serious anymore and says the only person really acting childish out here is really you. Let's be clear. So Brandy says, I'm sorry that you feel that way. That was too funny. Brittany says, that's not a real apology. Duh, she knows that it's not a real apology. That's why she said it. And again, nobody's talking to you. Nobody's talking to you. So then Jackie said, well, she apologized to me and to everybody else, last night. And Chantel says, why would you apologize to my mom for something you did to me? Brandy said, because I disrespected her daughter. That's why. Jackie says that, and this is where Jackie gets in and clears it up for me and confirms what it is Britannica, not Britannica, because that's Brit Edie, but what Miss Renner had to say earlier. So Jackie says that Chantel and Brandy got their own issue. And until she needs to interject, okay, and that's only if you want me to interject, and now I'm sensing that you do want me to interject, then that's what it is that I'll do, okay? And I said, boom, that's it right there. Jackie's trying to let her daughter handle her own situation because her daughter is constantly reminding her how much of a grown person she is. So Jackie does not know when, where, what, how to really step in for Chantel, because when she does step in and speak up, Chantel's like, no, mom, I got it. Right? But when she don't say enough, then that's a problem too. You need to pick one, because that's what's really going on if you ask me. So then Jackie says that she won't be a no. So then Ty tells Jackie, well, we had a talk with Chantel, and Chantel said that, you flip things over for less. And Jackie says, oh, is that how you feel? And Chantel said, I don't even want to talk about it. Why? You don't want to talk about it now? You got so much to talk about when you with everybody else. Why you don't want to talk about it now? And since she don't want to talk about it, Jackie said, that's fine. But let me tell you, we not even finna make this a topic. She don't want to talk about it. I'm damn sure not finna talk about it, even though you almost did. Jackie said, me and my daughter will not be a topic of conversation. Right? And what I got from that is that Jackie and Chantel have just got back into a better place. So much of a better place that Jackie was willing to get her daughter on this show. Right? So now that we are finally on decent terms, I'm not going to allow y'all to interfere, dictate any of the friendship, the relationship that me and my daughter have. So Britt jumps in, and Brittany is like, but y'all are a part of the group, then why can't y'all have a talk about it? I get both sides. As much as Britt gets on my nerves, I get both sides. Jackie is not trying to create further division with her actual blood, because when this show is over, she still has to be a mother to her daughter, even though her daughter is a grown woman, right? But also I see what Britt's saying, because if you're going to bring your daughter a part of the group, the goal as a group is for us to discuss issues amongst each other and resolve them within this group. That is what all of this is about. Okay. So I do understand where Brittany's coming from with that. So I get both sides. Y'all let me know. Now, Jennifer arrives, okay? Jackie over there running her mouth. And then she says, I was going to bring up you and Evelyn so y'all could talk. But, that's really on y'all. I got too much going on. Y'all going to have to do it on y'all own. And then Evelyn says, something about, I'm not asleep, but if you keep knocking at my door, then I'm gonna walk through it. Baby, when I say y'all love how Jen said, who you talking to? Jen, you gave a little extra energy like you was about that life. And even though you wasn't, I appreciate how you was. She's like, who you talking to? Okay. Evelyn was like, I'm talking to you. And Jen said, no, you ain't talking to me because I don't be knocking at your door, girl. I'm living my life. My life is lit. I said, I know that's right, girl. Even if it ain't lit, I'm not gonna tell you, bitch. Okay? My life is lit, ho. Okay, it's too lit that you keep it in your damn mouth. So yeah. So then Jackie asked who was threatening. She's like, well, who? Well, Jen, who's been threatening? Can we stop the threats? Like, Jackie, you just said you wasn't gonna get involved. Now you getting involved being messy. Okay. And Jen says that I'm not gonna speak for a grown woman. Okay, she could pull up if that's the case. She got so much to say, girl. We could pull her up. Evelyn said, "Let her pull up. Pull her up." Then he'll go, Shawnee. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then Evelyn now because she hearing Shawnee say, "Why would you do that?" Now Evelyn want to say like, "Yeah, like you goofy for that. You're goofy for that." How is she goofy, bitch? You talking about somebody else. So if she's telling you that I'll just bring the person here that you got so much issue and animosity with because you don't got it with me, then let's have her pull the fuck up. Okay? Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. So I obviously I can't be no goofier than what your ass looking like right now. So I guess we two damn goofies. But let me call the biggest goofy since you discussing her. Let's pull her up, right? So then Shawnee says, Jen was like, I can't control nobody. I can't control no grown woman. And then Shawnee says, well, you can't control her, but you can stop this. Bitch, I can't stop nothing. You can't even stop your own quote unquote bestie. So don't tell me about stopping eat motherfucking thing, my love. You can't even stop your friend. Your friend over here throwing shade, talking shit, saying whatever it is she wants to say about Jen and her man. And Evelyn has shown her as for over a decade. So at what point do you step in and stop this? Did you stop it? No, the fuck you did. What you did was you got OG up off the show. What you did was you were isolated OG. And I really wish OG would have been the one that filed a lawsuit against you motherfuckers for some form of discrimination. In all honesty, that's what she should have did while Evelyn was over there trying to file a lawsuit against her because she couldn't take OG. That's what I wish would have happened. I wish she would have filed that shit against y'all so damn fast. Yeah. And let me sue O'Neill Productions or whatever that is. And let me sue VH1 because it's definitely giving discrimination. And anything else I can hostile work environment. Period. The fuck that's what I wish you should have pulled your Brit Edie. Anyway, let's see what else we got going on over here. Okay. So yeah, Jen just pretty much said, like, girl, listen, I don't speak for nobody to let them speak for themselves. Going on. Jackie tells Brit, so Brit and her daughter Chantel come back, right? First of all, Brit pulled Chantel over to the side for them to sit by the bar and talk. And I really felt like Brit did that to gauge Chantel's energy so that she'll be okay when she snaps on her mom in so many words. And then Brit is over there talking about, so, it doesn't matter whose mom she is. She triggers me. She reminds me of my mom. I don't like stuff like that. This, that, girl, let me tell you, you and your white ass mother, okay, are completely different from Chantel and her mama. Stop projecting onto other people's parents your issues with your own fucking mother. So when Jackie jumped over the couch on your ass, I was hoping that she grabbed a piece of that hijab, okay? I was hoping that she snatched it up just a little bit. Stop projecting onto their situation. Like, damn, like you're doing too much. Go fight your own mama. Hate to say it. So Jackie says, Jackie tells her that she appreciate her having her daughters back and all this and that. And Britt ain't saying that. Jackie said, oh, we mad? She said, you always talking, running your mouth any other time, so go ahead and do it now. So Britt was like, let me tell you something, girl, I ain't never disrespect you. You put your hands in my face, I don't like that. It ain't gonna be too many more times you put your hands in my face. Jackie said, now let me tell you something, little girl. I actually like your raggedy ass, to be very clear about it, okay? I actually like you, you little bitch, okay? Understand. I like you. And I ain't put my hands in your face in no aggressive way. Understand that. But what I will do is come over there and choke this out you. Okay, girl. So Britt asked Jackie how many drinks she had. Jackie said, I ain't have a whole lot of drinks. Be very clear. I didn't have a whole lot of drink. Girl, I got water. That's what I got. How many drinks you had under your hijab? And I was like, why would she mention that? Did she mention that because she not supposed to be drinking in it or something? I don't know, but that's what she says. So they almost fight, and Brit running, talking her mess. Jackie jumps over the because she said something about take care of your daughter, do this or that as a mom or whatever. Jackie ready to get to her. Ty pushes her back. Okay. Brit says that she needs to be a mother to her daughter. Chantel gets up and tells her that she trying to fight Brit, but takes up for this bitch. And I'm like, all right now. Now you done call Brandy a bitch, even though she called you a child. If Brandy would have hauled off and slapped the shit out you, then love bug. I can't even say I would be mad. No, I would just be like, that's what you wanted, right? That's the energy that you wanted? Yeah. So anywho, Jackie says that Brit just wanted to find something to be mad at her about, so she brought up what she was drinking. I'm like, no, I don't think it had nothing to do with the drinking, so she brought up the drinking. Brit wanted to find something to be mad at you about because Brit needs to save her spot on this show. Brit has been trying to have beef with any and everybody that will have beef with her. She first came into the show trying to beef with Evelyn. Evelyn sat her down real quick. When she sat up there and pretty much apologized, Brit wasn't expecting it. Then she tried to drum up some issue with Brandy. Not working. Now she's trying to drum up issue with you by way of your own daughter. I personally feel like that's nasty work because you're projecting. Okay. If Jackie was trying to fight her child, I could see you standing up for her. But it's just a mere misunderstanding and disagreement between Chantel and her mama, and you did not need to escalate it that far. I feel like Chantel didn't say anything about Brit trying to get at her mom like that because she was upset that her mama didn't have her back. So she thinks, but again, Jackie said something to Brandy. She checked Brandy in your face. But you still want your mama to be in the wrong like you always want her to be in the damn wrong, girl. Okay? What else ended up happening? So then let me see. So yeah, Brandy tells her, okay. So I just felt like primarily Brit Renner, she just wanted to have a moment. That's what she had been seeking the entire time. And whatever was happening between her and her mama, Chantel and her mama really ain't had shit to do with Brit. I didn't expect old girl to step in, but the fact that you're trying to fight her mom, I felt like Chantel was more appalled at her mama for trying to fight her. But honestly, Jackie came at Brit nice. Brit the one that got an attitude. Okay? Brit the one that got an attitude. Now Jackie was pointing and stuff, but she wasn't pointing her face. She was more so pointing at her daughter. But Brit just took offense. Brit, like I said, I just personally feel like Brit been looking for somebody to get into it with. Okay, Jackie felt like she saw where this conversation was going. Y'all finna try and, have this conversation with me and my daughter, and it's not finna go down that way. It is what it is. Brit gets up, leaves. She upset. Yada, yada, yada. I don't care who it is, mama. It is like, girl, go fight your own mama and your own mother battles. Go on. So, anywho, Chantel says, Jackie says that Brit just wanted to find something to be mad at. Brandy is feeling bad for Chantel. She's like, at this point, I'm realizing that the issue is more than just about, she said the issue is about more than just me. Like it's bigger than me. She said, so she gonna go and talk to Chantel. So she go over there. She tries to have a conversation with Chantel and they chat or whatever. And Chantel says, no, Brady, it's bigger than you. And Brady was like, no, girl, I'm sorry. It's my fault. It's all on me, whatever. Chantel says that she grew up afraid of her mom. And her mom put fear in her. Hold up. So Chantel says that she grew up afraid of her mom. And it put fear of not being afraid. Okay, so basically she had fear of not being perfect, okay? She was afraid of her mama and she was afraid of not being perfect, basically. That's what she pretty much talks about when it comes to her mom. But I'm like, Chantel, if that's what you're thinking about and that's what you're dealing with, baby, you need further healing. Coming onto a reality show as if that's supposed to resolve some stuff between your mama is not it, in my personal. I feel like you need to take that up with somebody in their purple chair or something. On one of them couches or something. That's where you need to be at. Not on the couch at the dinner spot in the club trying to talk. Nah, that's not how that's supposed to go. And that's just how I feel about that. Like, and then I don't like Chantel for real. So, anywho, Shawnee and Evelyn go check on her. She supposed to be talking to her mama, so that they had that talk. Okay, so Jackie and Vanna end up having this whole chat with each other, and I didn't like how Jackie approached Chantel when she was like, "Vanna, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Now don't approach her like that. If you already see she's sensitive and she raw, you should sit down and say, 'Baby, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? Okay, did I do something?'" And that right there is a issue, a dynamic, because when you see your child is having a moment, that's not how you approach them, even if they're grown. You know what I'm saying? Jackie tells her that, Britt need to stay out of their business. It has nothing to do with her. She should stay out of it. Like she was trying to stay out of the business of her and Brandy. Chantel asked if she's being for real. It's giving delusional. And Jackie says, she says, are you serious right now? No, she said, I can't take you serious right now. And so Jackie says, yes, you and Brandy were handling y'all stuff. You leave, and then you came back with Brit, and Brit got an attitude and all this and ready to fight. And then Jackie says, listen, I'm gonna tell you this, just please stand down. Okay, whatever I got going on, whatever I do, please stand down. That's her not wanting her daughter to get involved in that extra stuff, right? So Chantel says that she isn't trying to do this to her in this setting. And then Jackie says that she needs to, if you need to speak about your issue, that's fine. You can address your issue. We can talk about it. Jackie says this, but what I'm not going to do is do this disrespectful stuff in front of these people here to my daughter. I'm not going to do that. And so Chantel says, I'm not going to air you out. Jackie said, baby, you can't air me out. You can't air me out. Then Chantel says, girl, please, if I get daddy on this phone, then it's going to go left. What you mean if you get daddy on the phone, it's going to go left? Like, what do you mean by that? People have been rumoring that they're separated or whatever. So are you trying to say if you get daddy on the phone and you air them out, daddy's going to expose the fact that he's not with your mama no more or something? I don't know. But anywho, Jackie tells her to stop acting like a kid. And then she said, oh, now you sound like Brandy or whatever. And then Jackie said, and you trying to call my husband is a mistake. And then she's like, that's my biological father. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's my So it was something about that dynamic that was a bit weird and off, right? Vanna seems to me, Chantel seems to me that she always runs and calls her dad for some reason. I don't know why. I guess when she's losing a battle, losing an argument, whatever the case it is, when she feel like maybe she not being heard by her mama, she call her daddy. And I feel like, I understand you wanted to call your dad, but then at the same time, now that you're grown, y'all, I know your dad wishes that you guys would work on being able to handle things yourselves at times, right? But what is that about? I don't have to air you out. And she's like, girl, you can't air me out. Girl, if I get dad on this phone right now, it's going to go left. What's going to go left? Are they going to expose the fact that Jackie, Christy, and Doug are still married but separated? Like, what is that about? I didn't understand. And then when she said, you trying to call my husband is a mistake. She's like, your husband? Like, girl, that's my biological father. Because I'm like, why would you need to say that too? That's my, like, are she crazy? That's my dad. That's my biological father. And I'm like, yeah, but that was her husband before he was your dad. So I'm a little confused. Like, that was her man before he was your damn dad. So what are you talking about? I was confused. Is anybody else feeling that way about that dynamic? Like, are they not together and that's going to air Jackie out? I don't know. But anywho, Jackie, when she walked out, though, I don't know if anybody else caught this, but Jackie pretty much said, girl, please, you're on dope. Now, Jackie, I can't support that. I cannot support that, girl. If you over there just throwing out stuff out your mouth, talking about that girl on dope, because that's what I heard. Girl, please, you're on dope. Bye. I'm like, don't put that narrative out there when you know this girl is in court fighting her daughter's dad at this moment. Don't do that shit. Okay, I may not like Chantel. I may not like how Chantel has been doing things, how she's been moving, but that you don't do. Okay, I know you didn't want her to call your husband, but who cares? Y'all argue like this all the time, I'm sure. And I'm sure Doug would love to not be in the middle of it. However, to go out that door and say that, girl, you're on dope, bye. That's what I heard. Y'all correct me in the comments if it was something else that was said. Knowing this girl is in courts with this man, it's not cool. In my personal, all right? But y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. That's all I got at this time, honey. I'm Jami, that's me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can fill a pool, we gon' make them swim, nigga.